Chapter 1. The Last Bastion. The world hadn't ended with a bang or a whimper, but with a slow, gasping sigh. The once vibrant Earth, teeming with life and possibility, had succumbed to the relentless assault of climate change. Cities that had stood as monuments to human ingenuity now lay abandoned, their skyscrapers like tombstones marking the death of the Anthropocene. In this bleak landscape, where hope seemed as scarce as a drop of clean water, there stood an oasis of knowledge, the Last Library. Nestled in the heart of what used to be a bustling metropolis, the library was a fortress of the mind. Its ancient stone walls, reinforced with the salvaged tech of a bygone era, rose defiantly against the encroaching desert. Inside, the air was cool and still, a stark contrast to the sweltering heat outside. Row upon row of books, data crystals, and ancient manuscripts filled the vast, vaulted space, a testament to the collective wisdom of humanity. Alex, a young librarian with eyes as curious as they were determined, moved quietly among the shelves. Their fingers brushed against the spines of books that had survived centuries, each touch a silent vow to protect these treasures at all costs. They had grown up within the library's walls, raised by a community of scholars, historians, and scientists who had dedicated their lives to preserving knowledge for a future they would never see. Today, however, the weight of their mission felt heavier than usual. A message had arrived at dawn, carried by a weary traveler who had braved the wastelands to deliver it. The Terraform Coalition, a powerful faction that had risen from the ashes of the old world, sought to claim the library and all its knowledge. Their leader, a charismatic tyrant known only as the Architect, believed that controlling information was the key to rebuilding the world in his image. As Alex pondered the implications, the library's ancient doors creaked open, and the elders summoned them. The council chamber, a circular room lined with holographic displays of the Earth in its prime, was filled with an air of solemnity. The elders, wise and weathered, sat around a large round table, their faces etched with concern. "Alex," said Elder Miriam, her voice steady but tinged with urgency, "the time has come for you to undertake the mission we have long prepared for. You must find the Seed Vault." The Seed Vault, a legend whispered among the keepers of the library, was said to contain the lost knowledge and technologies of the ancients, secrets that could reverse the environmental collapse and restore balance to the world. But how? "The location of the Seed Vault has been lost to time," Alex replied, their heart racing with a mix of fear and excitement. "We believe it lies hidden beneath the ruins of the old city, guarded by puzzles and traps that can only be unlocked by one who truly understands the value of knowledge," Elder Jacob interjected, his eyes gleaming with a hint of the adventurer he once was. Alex nodded, understanding the gravity of their task. "I will need a team, scholars, engineers, warriors, people who believe in the future as much as we do." The elders exchanged glances, their decision made. "Then it is settled. Gather your companions, Alex. The fate of the library, and indeed all of humanity, rests in your hands." As the meeting adjourned, Alex felt the mantle of responsibility settle upon their shoulders. They knew the road ahead would be fraught with danger and uncertainty, yet within their heart burned a flame of hope, kindled by the knowledge that even in the darkest of times, a single spark can illuminate the path to salvation. Stepping out of the council chamber, Alex gazed upon the library one last time before setting off into the wasteland. The Last Library, a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness, stood as a reminder of what was at stake. With a deep breath, Alex stepped forward, embarking on a journey that would lead them into the unknown, where the future of the world hung in the balance. Chapter 2. gathering the Guardians. The sun was a relentless overseer, its gaze unyielding upon the barren lands that stretched beyond the library's sanctum. Alex moved with purpose, their silhouette a lone contrast against the vast, desolate horizon. The first step of their journey was clear: to gather a team capable of facing the trials that lay ahead. Each member would need to be more than just skilled. They would need to be believers in a cause greater than themselves. In the outskirts of what was once a thriving city, now reduced to ruins and whispers of the past, Alex found their first companion. Zara, a brilliant engineer known for her ability to breathe life into the dead relics of technology, lived among the wreckage. Her home was a labyrinth of salvaged parts and ingenious inventions, a beacon of ingenuity in the desolation. "Zara," Alex began, their voice cutting through the silence of the workshop, "I need your skills. The last library is in danger, and with it, the hope of restoring our world." Zara, with her hair the color of rusted iron and eyes alight with curiosity, weighed Alex's words. "The last library," she mused, "a myth made real. Count me in. This world has taken everything from me. I'd like a chance to fight back." Their next ally was found in the shadow of the old city's ruins. Kale, a former soldier with a reputation for unmatched bravery and a personal vendetta against the Terraform Coalition, had made it his mission to protect those who could not protect themselves. His strength was legendary, his loyalty unbreakable. "Kale," Alex said, standing before the warrior, who looked like a relic of a bygone era of honor and battle, "your strength is needed. We embark on a quest for the Seed Vault to find the knowledge that could save us all." Kale's response was a nod, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "I fight for those who cannot. If your cause is just, then my sword is yours." With Zara and Kale at their side, Alex felt the first stirrings of hope. But they needed one more: a scholar, someone who understood the mysteries of the past and could decipher the secrets of the Seed Vault. Their search led them to Luna, a historian and linguist who had dedicated her life to unraveling the stories of the ancients. She lived in solitude, surrounded by books and artifacts, a guardian of knowledge in a world that had forgotten its importance. "Luna," Alex began, their voice echoing in the chamber filled with the echoes of history. "Your wisdom is our key to unlocking the Seed Vault. Will you join us?" Luna looked up, her eyes gleaming with the fire of someone who had waited their whole life for such a moment. "To uncover the lost knowledge of the ancients. How could I refuse? I am with you." With their team assembled, Alex felt the weight of their mission less burdensome. Zara, Kael, and Luna were not just allies. They were the embodiment of the library's spirit, ingenious, brave, and wise. Together, they stood as a testament to the resilience of humanity, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there are those who will fight for the light. As they set out from the ruins, back towards the library to prepare for their journey to the Seed Vault, the setting sun cast long shadows across the land. The path ahead was fraught with peril, but Alex knew that with their companions by their side, they had a fighting chance to change the course of the future. The world might have given up on itself, but they hadn't, not yet. And as the stars began to pierce the twilight above, a sense of unity forged in the fires of necessity and hope guided them forward. The quest for the Seed Vault was more than a mission. It was a promise, a vow to reclaim the future from the clutches of despair and to restore the light of knowledge to a world shrouded in darkness. Chapter 3. The Echoes of Old City. The dawn greeted Alex and their companions with a sky painted in strokes of crimson and gold, a rare beauty that belied the harshness of the world below. They had returned to the library under the cloak of night, their departure unnoticed by those who might seek to thwart their quest. The ancient edifice stood silent, a guardian of the past, as they made their final preparations. Zara had retrofitted an old, dust-worn vehicle with salvaged tech, turning it into a vessel capable of navigating the treacherous terrain that lay between them and the old city. Kale had procured supplies and weaponry, ensuring they would not be caught unprepared. Luna, with her maps and ancient texts, had pinpointed a location within the old city where they might begin their search for the seed vault. As they set out, the library faded into the distance, becoming a part of the horizon, an emblem of what they fought to preserve. The journey was silent, each member lost in their thoughts, pondering the significance of their mission. The old city awaited, a labyrinth of decayed buildings and forgotten streets, a testament to human folly. The air grew heavier as they neared their destination, the scent of ancient dust and the whisper of memories long past filling their lungs. The old city stood as a shadow of its former glory, its skyscrapers now skeletons against the sky, nature reclaiming what was once hers. Zara navigated the vehicle through the ruins with a deft hand, her eyes scanning for signs of danger. Kale's gaze was ever vigilant, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword, ready to defend their cause. Luna's excitement was palpable, her fingers tracing the lines of her maps, her mind racing with the possibilities of what they might discover. Their first stop was the base of what was once a towering monument to human achievement, now a crumbling edifice. According to the texts, the entrance to the tunnels beneath the city should be here, Luna said, her voice echoing in the silence. With shovels and tools in hand, they began to clear the debris, the sound of metal against stone, a stark contrast to the quiet around them. Hours passed, the sun climbing higher in the sky, sweat mingling with the dust until, at last, their efforts were rewarded. A slab of concrete shifted, revealing a dark opening that descended into the earth. The air that rose from the depths was cool and musty, carrying with it the promise of secrets long buried. They exchanged glances, a silent agreement passing between them. This was it, the first real step into the unknown. Zara led the way, her makeshift lantern casting shadows on the walls as they descended. The tunnel was narrow, the walls pressing in, a reminder of the world they had left above. They moved cautiously, aware that the path ahead could hold dangers both known and unknown. Their journey through the underground was a descent into history, the layers of the city's past revealed in the strata of the walls. Here and there, Luna would pause, her fingers brushing against ancient markings, her voice a whisper of reverence for the stories they told. It was Kale who halted their progress, his hand raised in a silent command. Ahead, the tunnel opened into a vast chamber, the edges lost in darkness. Zara's lantern flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls. And then they saw it, the remnants of what appeared to be a laboratory, tables strewn with the detritus of experiments long abandoned. In the center of the room, a device loomed, its purpose unclear, but its design unmistakably ancient. This must have been part of the old city's research district, Luna breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. Imagine the knowledge that was lost here. But it was the object resting on a pedestal at the far end of the chamber that drew their attention, a crystal, its surface pulsating with a soft, inner light. As they approached, the air around them seemed to hum with energy, a sense of anticipation building. Alex reached out, their hand hovering over the crystal. This was no mere relic of the past. It was a beacon, a guidepost on their journey to the Seed Vault. The decision to continue, to delve deeper into the mysteries of the old city, was no longer a choice. It was a calling. The echoes of the old city, with its whispers of history and hints of the future, enveloped them as they stood in the chamber, united in their purpose. The path ahead was fraught with unknowns, but the light of the crystal offered a promise of hope, of salvation, and of a new beginning for a world on the brink of oblivion. Chapter 4. The Guardian's Test. The soft glow of the crystal illuminated their faces, casting long shadows on the walls of the ancient chamber. As Alex tentatively reached out and touched the crystal, a surge of energy pulsed through the room, the air vibrating with unseen power. The crystal's light intensified, then abruptly, the chamber was plunged into darkness, leaving them momentarily disoriented. When the light returned, it revealed a figure standing before them. The figure was ethereal, its form flickering like a candle flame caught in a gentle breeze. This apparition, a guardian of the past, spoke in a voice that resonated within the very stone of the chamber. "Seekers of the Seed Vault," the guardian began, its voice echoing, "your journey has led you to the threshold of knowledge, long forgotten. But the path ahead is guarded, not just by locks and keys, but by the worthiness of those who wish to tread it." Zara, Kael, Luna, and Alex exchanged wary glances, the weight of the Guardian's words settling upon them like a shroud. This was no mere physical barrier they faced, but a trial of their resolve, their purpose, and their unity. "The first test is that of knowledge," the Guardian continued. A table materialized in the center of the room, upon which lay a series of ancient artifacts, each representing mysteries lost to time. Luna stepped forward, her eyes alight with the challenge. The artifacts, she realized, were not merely objects, but symbols, keys to the lore and wisdom the old city had once harbored. As she touched each artifact, she spoke of its history, its significance, unraveling the threads of the past with a scholar's precision. The Guardian watched, its flickering form steady, as Luna's voice wove the tapestry of human achievement and folly. With the final artifact's story told, the Guardian nodded, its form brightening. "Knowledge is the foundation upon which the future is built," it intoned. "But knowledge alone is not enough." "The second test is that of ingenuity," it declared. The room shifted, walls sliding away to reveal a labyrinth of mechanisms and puzzles, a testament to the ingenuity of those who had built the old city. Zara's eyes sparkled with determination as she stepped forward. Here was a challenge suited to her skills, a puzzle spanning the breadth of human invention. With careful analysis and a dash of creative thinking, she navigated the labyrinth, solving each puzzle with a combination of logic and intuition. The mechanisms clicked and whirred, acknowledging her solutions, leading them deeper into the heart of the chamber. "The third test," the Guardian announced as Zara completed the final puzzle, "is that of courage." The room darkened once more, and when the lights returned, they found themselves standing at the edge of a vast chasm. Across the chasm, a door marked with the sigil of the Seed Vault shimmered in the dim light. Kael stepped forward, his resolve unwavering. "Courage is not the absence of fear," he said, looking back at his companions, "but the will to face it." With a deep breath, he led the way, guiding them across a narrow, invisible bridge that spanned the chasm. His confidence was infectious, bolstering their spirits as they followed, trusting in his strength and leadership. As they reached the other side, the Guardian reappeared, its form now steady and bright. "You have proven yourselves worthy," it said, the chamber illuminating to reveal the door to the seed vault standing open, an invitation to the secrets it held. The final test, the Guardian spoke, its voice a whisper that filled the room, is unity. Remember, the challenges you face can only be overcome together. The seed vault does not yield its treasures to the individual, but to the collective, to those who stand united in purpose. With that, the Guardian faded, leaving them standing before the open door of the seed vault, the light from within beckoning them forward. They exchanged glances, a silent acknowledgement of the journey they had undertaken, not just as individuals, but as a team, bound by a shared vision for a brighter future. Stepping into the seed vault, they realized that the true test had only just begun. The knowledge and power it contained were vast, but so too were the responsibilities it bestowed. Together, they would face these challenges, guided by the lessons of the Guardian: knowledge, ingenuity, courage, and above all, unity. Chapter 5. The Heart of the Vault. The threshold of the seed vault lay before them, an archaic doorway leading into the heart of ancient wisdom. As they stepped through, a brilliant light enveloped them, the air pulsing with an energy that seemed to resonate with the very core of their being. They found themselves in a vast chamber, larger and more awe-inspiring than any space they had encountered in the old city. The walls were lined with shelves that stretched into the heights, filled with artifacts, scrolls, and devices that gleamed with an otherworldly light. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, upon which rested an object that immediately drew their attention, a sphere, glowing softly, its surface swirling with colors that seemed to depict the earth, the sky, and the cosmos beyond. This, they realized, was the heart of the seed vault, the repository of the ancients' greatest discoveries and technologies. Alex approached the sphere tentatively, their companions close behind. As their hand hovered near the object, the swirling colors coalesced into a clear image of the Earth, showing the planet as it once was, verdant and alive, a stark contrast to the desolation they knew. The sphere pulsed, and a voice filled the chamber, timeless and imbued with a profound wisdom. "Guardians of the future," the voice intoned, "you stand before the culmination of our knowledge, the hope for a world teetering on the brink of oblivion. The challenges you have faced were but a prelude to the task that lies ahead." The sphere's surface changed, now displaying images of the technologies and sciences contained within the vault, ways to purify water, to rejuvenate the soil, to harness the energy of the sun and wind, and to heal the scars that had been inflicted upon the earth. Each revelation was accompanied by a sense of urgency, a reminder of the world that awaited them outside the vault's protective embrace. Luna was drawn to a scroll that detailed the use of ancient botanical knowledge to restore ecosystems. Zara found herself engrossed in schematics for devices that could cleanse the air and generate clean energy. Kael, meanwhile, discovered texts on social organization and leadership, methods to rebuild societies in harmony with the planet. Each of them, in their own way, realized that the vault offered not just the means to save the Earth, but to transform it, to usher in a new era of balance and harmony. But with this realization came an understanding of the enormity of their task. The world outside was fractured, its peoples divided by centuries of conflict and mistrust. The knowledge contained within the seed vault had the power to heal, but it also held the potential to ignite new conflicts if wielded unwisely. As they absorbed the wealth of information, the voice spoke once more. "The path forward is fraught with challenges," it said. "The knowledge you now possess is a beacon in the darkness, but its light must be shared with care. Unity, as you have learned, is your greatest strength. Together, you must guide the world into a new dawn. The sphere dimmed, its message delivered, leaving them in silence. They looked to one another, the weight of their responsibility reflected in their eyes. They were no longer mere seekers of the seed vault, they were its guardians, chosen to carry its knowledge back into the world. With a sense of purpose renewed, they gathered the texts, the schematics, and the devices that would form the foundation of their mission. The journey back to the library and to the world beyond loomed large in their thoughts, but they were buoyed by the knowledge that they didn't face it alone. Together, they would embark on the greatest quest of all, to restore the earth to its former glory, to heal the wounds of the past, and to forge a future where humanity and the planet could thrive in harmony. As they prepared to leave the vault, the sphere glowed once more, a silent benediction for the journey ahead. With the heart of the vault's wisdom in their hands, they stepped back into the tunnels, the echoes of their footsteps a testament to the path they had chosen. The road ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear. They were the hope of the world, the bearers of a new beginning. And in that moment, they were united, ready to face whatever challenges awaited, with the knowledge that together they could change the course of history. Chapter 6: Shadows and Alliances. With the treasures of the seed vault secured and their purpose set, Alex and their companions retraced their steps through the labyrinthine tunnels beneath the old city. The journey back, however, was far from a mere reversal of their path to the vault. The world outside had not paused. It had shifted subtly but irrevocably in their absence. As they emerged from the underground, the fading light of day greeted them, casting long shadows across the ruins. The air held a chill not felt before, a harbinger of the trials to come. They paused, taking a moment to adjust to the change, the weight of their mission pressing upon them anew. It was Zara who first noticed the signs of pursuit. "We're not alone," she murmured, her eyes scanning the horizon. Cale's hand went instinctively to his sword, his senses sharpening. Luna clutched the precious scrolls closer, her resolve hardening. Alex, feeling the tension, stepped forward, a unifying presence among them. They didn't have to wait long for confirmation. A group of figures emerged from the shadows, their intentions clear in their steady, deliberate approach. But these were not mere bandits or scavengers. They bore the insignia of the Terraform Coalition, the architects' faction that sought to claim the knowledge of the seed vault for themselves. The confrontation seemed inevitable, a clash of ideals and wills under the dying light. But Alex, remembering the Guardian's words about unity and the power of shared knowledge, stepped forward with an open hand. "We seek not conflict, but a future where the earth is healed," Alex called out, their voice carrying across the open space. "The knowledge we carry offers hope, not just for us, but for all." The leader of the Terraform Coalition group, a woman with sharp eyes and a presence that spoke of strength and cunning, paused. "Hope is a luxury we can scarcely afford," she replied, her voice tinged with skepticism. "But if true, your words could change the course of our struggle." Negotiations began at sundown, under an uneasy truce. Alex and their companions shared tales of the seed vault, of the Guardian and the tests, of the wisdom and technologies long lost to time. They spoke of the potential for renewal, for a world reborn through cooperation and shared purpose. The Terraform Coalition, for their part, shared their own vision, a vision marred by years of conflict and hardship, but driven by a desire to rebuild, to create stability and prosperity on the ravaged earth. Their methods had been harsh, born of necessity, but the possibility of a new path, illuminated by the knowledge from the vault, offered a glimmer of hope. As the night deepened, an alliance began to form, fragile but fueled by the promise of a united future. The woman, who introduced herself as Mara, agreed to a pact. The Terraform Coalition would provide support and protection as Alex and their companions returned to the library in exchange for a share in the vault's knowledge to be used for the betterment of all. The agreement was not without its risks. Trust, so long eroded by the struggles of a dying world, was a difficult foundation upon which to build. But as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, it found them not as adversaries, but as tentative allies, bound by a common goal. The journey back to the library took on a new dimension, their numbers bolstered by the addition of the Terraform Coalition members. The road was long, and dangers lurked in the shadows, but there was a sense of momentum, of a shared purpose that lent strength to their steps. They encountered other survivors along the way, communities struggling to endure in the face of adversity. With each encounter, Alex and their companions shared their message of hope, of a future reborn through the knowledge of the Seed Vault. And with each telling, the spark of hope grew, lighting a fire that began to spread across the wasteland. As they neared the library, the ruins of the old world around them seemed less like monuments to despair and more like foundations upon which to build anew. The alliance with the Terraform Coalition, once unthinkable, now represented a first, tentative step towards unity, towards a future where the Earth could be healed. But as the library came into view, its ancient stones a beacon in the wilderness, Alex knew that the true challenge lay ahead. The knowledge they carried was a key, but unlocking the future would require more than just turning it in the lock. It would require the unity of a fractured world, the courage to face the unknown, and the wisdom to wield the past's secrets for the good of all. As they crossed the threshold back into the library, the journey behind them seemed but the first step in a far greater voyage. Ahead lay the task of sharing the Vault's knowledge, of forging alliances and rebuilding what had been lost. But they were no longer alone in their quest. They were a beacon, a rallying point for all who sought a brighter future. And in that moment, the library was not just a repository of the past, but a foundation for the future, a testament to the power of hope and the unbreakable strength of unity. Chapter 7. The Assembly of Minds. The ancient library, with its towering shelves and endless rows of books and artifacts, had never felt more alive. The return of Alex and their companions, now joined by members of the Terraform Coalition, had ignited a spark of activity and purpose within its stone walls. Word of their mission and the knowledge they brought back from the Seed Vault spread like wildfire, drawing people from all corners of the wasteland. The library, once a quiet sanctuary of the past, transformed into a bustling hub of the future. Scholars, engineers, leaders, and survivors gathered, their eyes alight with curiosity and hope. The air buzzed with the sound of conversation, debates, and the clattering of machinery as Zara and her team worked tirelessly to replicate the ancient technologies uncovered in the vault. Mara, the leader of the Terraform Coalition group, stood beside Alex, watching the flurry of activity. "I never imagined," she confessed, "that our path to rebuilding would begin in a place so steeped in the past." Alex smiled, their gaze sweeping over the assembly. "Sometimes the best way to move forward is to look back," they replied. "We're not just rebuilding, we're relearning what it means to be a part of this world." In the days that followed, the library hosted what came to be known as the Assembly of Minds, a gathering of the brightest and most determined individuals committed to the planet's restoration. Luna, with her deep knowledge of ancient cultures and technologies, led discussions on sustainable living practices and ecosystem restoration. Kyle, drawing on his experience and the leadership texts from the Vault, facilitated strategy sessions on community building and defense, but it was the unveiling of the Seed Vault's technologies that marked the Assembly's highlight. Zara, with a team of engineers and scientists, presented prototypes of devices capable of purifying water, generating renewable energy, and revitalizing barren soil. The demonstrations were met with awe and applause, a tangible sign of the possibilities that lay ahead. Yet, amid the excitement and optimism, there were undercurrents of tension and doubt. The world outside the library's walls remained a fractured landscape, scarred by years of conflict and mistrust. Representatives from various factions and communities voiced their concerns, their fears that old grievances would resurface, that the distribution of the Vault's knowledge would favor some over others. Alex listened to their concerns, understanding that the path to unity was fraught with obstacles. "This knowledge belongs to all of us," Alex declared, addressing the Assembly. "Our mission is not to wield it as power over one another, but to share it, to lift each other up. We must build not just a coalition of convenience, but a community of trust." The Assembly agreed to establish a council, a collective body representing the diverse groups and factions gathered at the library. This council would oversee the distribution of the Vault's technologies, ensuring that their deployment was equitable and aimed at the common good. Mara was elected as one of its members, a testament to the fragile but growing trust between the Terraform Coalition and the other factions. As the Assembly of Minds drew to a close, the library had become more than a repository of knowledge. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of a world coming together to heal its wounds. The challenges ahead were daunting, but for the first time in generations, there was a sense of shared purpose, a collective will to forge a better future. Alex stood at the entrance of the library, watching as the assembly dispersed, groups and individuals returning to their communities, armed with new knowledge and a sense of unity. The road ahead was uncertain, but they had taken the first steps toward a world reborn, a world where the scars of the past could be healed by the wisdom of the ages. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting the library in a soft, golden light. It was a moment of quiet reflection, a brief pause in the flurry of activity. Alex knew that the true work was just beginning, that the dreams and plans forged within the library's walls would face trials and tribulations. But as the stars began to twinkle in the twilight sky, there was hope. Hope that the unity forged in the assembly of minds would endure, that together they could rebuild the world one step at a time. Chapter 8: Echoes of Renewal. The world outside the library's stone embrace was changing. Across the barren landscapes and through the remnants of once great cities, whispers of renewal began to spread, carried on the winds that once bore only dust and despair. The knowledge from the seed vault, like seeds sown in fertile ground, started to take root. Communities, long isolated by fear and scarcity, began to reach out, tentatively bridging the chasms that had divided them. In the heart of a community perched on the edge of survival, a group gathered around a newly constructed water purification system, one of the first technologies replicated from the seed vault. Zara, alongside engineers from various factions, had worked tirelessly to adapt the ancient designs to the materials and resources available. As the first clean water flowed from the system, cheers erupted, a sound as refreshing and vital as the water itself. It was a symbol of what could be achieved, a tangible victory against the odds. Meanwhile, Luna embarked on a journey to distant lands, where the earth lay barren, the soil too poisoned and parched to sustain life. With her, she carried the knowledge of ancient botanical sciences and soil revitalization techniques, a gift from the past to heal the future. Working alongside local communities, they planted the first gardens using methods that promised not only to renew the soil, but to restore the balance between humanity and the natural world. Each sprout that broke through the earth was a testament to the resilience of life and the potential for regeneration. Kael, understanding that the path to peace was not only forged through technology, but through unity and mutual respect, began to train a new generation of guardians. These guardians were not warriors of the old world, bent on conquest and defense, but protectors of the new, champions of the communities they served. Drawing on the leadership text from the Seed Vault, Kael instilled in them the values of honor, courage, and compassion. Under his guidance, they became not only skilled defenders, but also mediators and leaders, embodying the principles of the new world they sought to build. As the seasons turned, the Assembly of Minds continued to meet, the Council growing in both size and scope. Mara, with her sharp insight and unwavering commitment, became a bridge between the old world and the new, guiding discussions that shaped the future. The Council tackled challenges, from resource allocation to the restoration of ecosystems, with a focus on sustainability and equity. Their deliberations were sometimes heated, a reflection of the diverse perspectives and experiences they represented, but always driven by a common goal: to forge a world where humanity and the planet could thrive together. The library, once a beacon of hope, became a center of learning and innovation, attracting minds from across the lands. Scholars and scientists, builders and dreamers, all found a place within its walls. Together, they delved into the ancient texts and technologies, seeking solutions for the present and inspiration for the future. But it was not just the human world that began to heal. The earth itself, responding to the care and respect it was once again shown, began to blossom. Forests, once retreating, pushed back against the encroaching deserts. Rivers, long choked and silent, ran clear and strong. Wildlife, hidden and diminished, ventured forth into a world slowly being reborn. Alex, witnessing the transformation sparked by their journey to the Seed Vault, knew that the path ahead was still long and fraught with challenges. The scars of the past ran deep, and not all were ready to embrace the changes unfolding. Yet, the echoes of renewal, the signs of a world healing, offered a promise that with unity, perseverance, and the wisdom of the ages, a new dawn was possible. As they stood at the edge of a revitalized garden, watching the sunset paint the sky with hues of hope, Alex realized that their mission had evolved. It was no longer just about survival or reclaiming lost knowledge. It was about stewardship, about crafting a legacy of harmony and sustainability for generations to come. The journey to the Seed Vault had been the first step on a much longer road, a road leading toward a future where humanity and the earth walked hand in hand, custodians of a world reborn. The night fell, and the stars shone brightly above, a celestial tapestry witnessing the transformation below. In the quiet of the evening, the library stood as a sentinel, its ancient stones a reminder of the past and a foundation for the future. And in that moment, under the watchful gaze of the stars, the echoes of renewal whispered of a world awakening, a world filled with possibilities, guided by the knowledge of the Seed Vault and the unity it had inspired. Chapter 9: The Tapestry of Tomorrow. In the newfound heart of a world slowly mending, the dawn broke with a gentle promise. The horizon, once a bleak reminder of what was lost, now heralded the burgeoning hope of what was being reborn. Beneath the soft glow of the morning sun, the library stood, no longer an isolated beacon, but a nexus of paths converging from across the lands. Today was a day unlike any other, a day long awaited, the unveiling of the Great Tapestry. The Great Tapestry was not woven from thread, but from stories, ideas, and the collective will of a world striving towards unity. It was a symbol conceived by Alex and brought to life by the hands and hearts of people from every corner of the reborn world. Each panel depicted a chapter of their journey, from the desolation of the old world to the discovery of the seed vault, the challenges faced, and the alliances formed. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a narrative of loss, discovery, and renewal. As the communities gathered in the shadow of the library, the air was filled with a palpable sense of anticipation. People spoke in hushed tones, their voices a murmur like the rustling leaves of the rejuvenated forests. They came not as representatives of separate factions, but as members of a singular, diverse family united under the banner of a shared future. Mara, standing beside Alex, surveyed the crowd, her eyes reflecting the depth of her journey from a leader of a faction to a pillar of the new world. "I never thought I'd see the day when all of us would stand together, not as rivals, but as allies," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Alex nodded, their gaze lingering on the faces in the crowd. "It was never just about surviving," they responded, "but about thriving together. This tapestry," they gestured towards the covered masterpiece, "is not just our past, but our pledge for the future." The moment arrived, and with a collective breath held in anticipation, the great tapestry was unveiled. Gasps and whispers rippled through the crowd as the panels came into view, each stitch a story, each color a dream. The tapestry shimmered in the sunlight, its narrative vibrant and alive. The first panel depicted the world as it was, a planet in peril, its beauty marred by the scars of neglect and conflict. The next showed the journey to the seed vault, a testament to the courage and determination of those who dared to dream of a better future. Subsequent panels illustrated the challenges faced, the alliances forged, and the knowledge shared, culminating in a depiction of the world as it could be, a world reborn in harmony with nature, a society built on the foundations of unity and mutual respect. As the assembly took in the tapestry, Luna stepped forward, her voice carrying across the gathering. "This is not the end of our story," she proclaimed, "but the beginning. The tapestry is a reminder of where we've been and the direction we're headed. It's up to us to continue weaving this story, to fill it with hope, love, and the promise of tomorrow." The day wore on, filled with celebration, reflection, and the sharing of knowledge. Workshops, discussions, and exhibitions showcased the technologies and practices that were helping to rebuild the world. There was music too, songs of the past, given new life, and stories told by the elders, bridging generations. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, the gathering drew to a close. People began their journeys back to their communities, their hearts and minds alight with the possibilities of what lay ahead. The great tapestry remained at the library, a beacon for all who sought inspiration and guidance. Alex, standing alone as the last of the assembly departed, felt a profound sense of peace. The journey that began with a step into the unknown had led to this moment, a moment where the tapestry of tomorrow was being woven by countless hands, each thread a promise of a brighter future. The stars appeared one by one in the twilight sky, witnesses to the day's events and the silent vows made. The library, a custodian of the past and a cradle of the future, stood silent and strong, its doors open to all who sought to learn, to grow, and to contribute to the tapestry of tomorrow. And in the quiet of the evening, with the world at a precipice of change, there was a deep, unshakable belief that together they would build a future where humanity and the earth could thrive in harmony. The journey was far from over, but the path was lit with the shared light of 1,000 dreams, a path leading towards a dawn of endless possibilities. Chapter 10. Horizon of Dreams. As the first light of dawn crested the horizon, painting the sky with strokes of pink and gold, the world awoke to a new beginning. The library, once a solitary beacon in the darkness, now thrived as the heart of a community united in purpose and vision. Around it, the land bore the marks of renewal, a testament to the resilience of the earth and the determination of its caretakers. Alex stood at the edge of a verdant field, once barren, now lush, with crops nourished by ancient knowledge and modern ingenuity. The air was filled with the sounds of life, a chorus of birdsong, the rustle of leaves in the gentle morning breeze, and the distant laughter of children. It was a symphony of renewal, a melody of hope and promise. Beside them, Mara watched the sunrise, her eyes reflecting the light of the new dawn. "Do you think we've done enough?" she asked, her voice a mix of hope and uncertainty. Alex turned to her, a smile playing on their lips. "We've started a journey," they replied. "We've laid the foundation for a future where we live in harmony with the planet, where our knowledge serves as a bridge between the past and the future. But it's a journey that doesn't end with us. It continues with every generation that follows, each step forward a testament to our commitment to this world and to each other." The great tapestry, unveiled at the assembly, had become a symbol of their shared journey, a narrative woven from the threads of countless stories. But it was also a reminder that the tapestry of tomorrow remained unfinished, a work in progress shaped by the hands and hearts of all who walked the earth. As the day progressed, the library became a hive of activity. Scholars and scientists, farmers and engineers, young and old, gathered to share their knowledge and work together towards common goals. The library's halls echoed with the sounds of collaboration, a diverse tapestry of voices united in purpose. In one corner, Luna led a group of children through the gardens, teaching them about the cycles of nature and the importance of biodiversity. In another, Zara and her team worked on refining a new energy device, their innovations inspired by the ancient technologies discovered in the Seed Vault. And in the council chambers, Kale facilitated a meeting with representatives from distant communities, discussing strategies for sustainable development and peacekeeping. The day waned, and as the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the community gathered in the library's courtyard. A feast was laid out, a celebration of the harvest and the fruits of their labor. It was a moment of gratitude, a recognition of the abundance the earth provided when cared for with respect and wisdom. As the stars began to twinkle in the velvet sky, Alex addressed the gathering. "Today, we stand at the threshold of a new era," they began, their voice steady and clear. "We've witnessed the power of unity, the strength of our collective will to forge a better future. The journey ahead is ours to shape, with each action, each decision, weaving the fabric of tomorrow." The crowd listened, rapt, as Alex spoke of the challenges and triumphs that lay ahead, of the responsibility each person held to nurture and protect the world they called home. "The great tapestry shows us where we've been, but the horizon of dreams guides us to where we're going. Let us walk this path together, with hope in our hearts and the knowledge that, together, we can build a world where all life can flourish. The celebration continued into the night, a community united not just by shared goals, but by a shared vision of the future. Laughter and song filled the air, a melody of optimism and anticipation for the journey ahead. As the embers of the fire glowed softly in the darkness, Alex stood apart, gazing up at the stars. They felt a profound connection to the past and a hopeful gaze towards the future. The journey that had started with a step into the unknown had led them here, to the cusp of a new dawn. And in the quiet of the night, with the world around them alive with possibility, Alex knew that this was just the beginning. The horizon of dreams stretched out before them, endless and bright, a canvas waiting to be painted with the colors of tomorrow. The story of their journey was a testament to the power of hope, unity, and the unyielding human spirit. A story that would be told and retold through the ages, a beacon for all who dared to dream of a better world. And so, under the watchful gaze of the stars, the world turned, ever onward, towards the horizon of dreams, guided by the light of knowledge, the strength of unity, and the boundless promise of tomorrow.